Hey friends, my name is Veronica, and right now I'm going to show you how to play an A suspended 2 or Asus2 chord on your guitar. So before we get into it, you want to make sure that your guitar is in tune, and if you're not sure how to do that, I'll link a video for how to tune your guitar. But let's get right into it. We'll take a closer look and I'll show you how it's done. All right, so first things first, let's do a quick review of our string names. If we're using numbers, then this string at the bottom is our first string, or string 1. Then we have string 2, string 3, string 4, 5, and 6. If we're using note names or letter names, we're going to start at the top with the E string, A string, D, G, B, and E. Now for Asus2, the shape of it looks exactly like your E minor chord, which is here, right? We used our 2 fingers on the A and D strings, or strings 5 and 4, and that was our E minor chord. But for Asus2, we're going to take that same exact shape and just move it down a string so that we are on strings 3 and 4, or G and D. Now generally with an A chord, we want to make sure that we're not strumming the low E string or the top string here. We would start from the 5th string and strum down. Other things to keep in mind, right? Make sure you're curving those fingers over and pushing the strings into the neck really firmly so that there's no clunkiness when you strum. And you want to make sure also that you're not touching the fret bar, right? We want to make sure we're in between those lines, almost like a goalpost. And then the last consideration is to make sure that you're not accidentally touching any of the other strings, right? Because that'll make a clunky sound as well. So let's give it a strum. Or if you're doing all 6 strings, it's not the end of the world if you hit that low E string, but ideally, if we're playing an A chord, we start with the A root, which is the 5th string, and you get that, which is just a little nicer sounding, but again, a little more dramatic too if you want that, low E string. So if you run into issues, right, if you play the chord and it sounds like this, very clunky, make sure, number 1, that your fingers are not touching any of the other strings, right? So you really need to curve those fingers over and use the tops of your fingers to press down. And to make sure that you're pressing hard enough, right? Sometimes if I'm not pressing hard enough, I get this. But once I push all the way down so I'm in contact with the neck, I get a nice clear chord. So if you're getting that clunkiness, go down the line 1 string at a time. And if you get these weird notes, adjust your fingers again. Make sure also that this part of the hand is not touching this high E string down here, right? So you want to pull away from the neck a little bit and make adjustments. So there's no buzzing, everything's clear. And then give it a strum once everything sounds good. And that is your A suspended 2 or Asus2 chord. If this video was helpful, hit that thumbs up button so that it's easier to find for other people just like you who are learning guitar. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel to get more videos just like this one. I would really love to see you back here more often, and I super appreciate all your support. So until next time.